So if I have a boiler company and I'm looking to generate more boiler inquiries, maybe it's boiler repair, new boiler installations, and I want a consistent flow of inquiries for my boiler business, what do you recommend?
So the first thing I'll be looking at is lead generation companies. So I'd be trying to maybe team up with someone like Bark or Check a Trade or Trust a Trader, Builder, all those type of places that might be able to generate some sort of leads. I'd be making certain that I'm tracking every single one of them. I might even go out to every single one of them and test them. And as a business owner, you want to track KPIs and you want to see which one is giving me the highest return on investment.
Okay.
So if you are a boiler company, I'd strongly recommend going over to FatRank.com, filling in the form there and seeing whether you are accepted as a boiler. I mean, what we also need to know is, are you a boiler installer? Do you supply the boilers, or do you just service, maintain and repair existing boilers? So when you fill in the form over at fatrank.com, they do a lot of boiler installation, boiler repair and boiler servicing leads throughout the UK. See whether you are accepted. Don't throw your eggs in all one basket. Make certain you have that diversification. But the best thing that can happen with regards to fatrank.com from a lead generation source is it's a no-risk supply of inquiries. You pay nothing for SEO, you pay nothing for PPC, you pay nothing for the lead. You only pay if your job converts and you make profit. So, but make certain you're trying out some of these others and seeing whether there might only be a finite amount of leads that FatRank can generate you. You might want 20 leads a day, yet FatRank might only be able to generate you 5 or 10 leads a day. So make certain you've got these different kind of lead generation companies that you can have.
Yeah.
But the problem with a lead generation company, right, in my opinion, is to resell the lead 4 or 5 times. Mm-hmm. So you're not getting that exclusive part of leads, right? But then also, from FatRank's point of view, when we're checking some of these boiler companies, their online branding is terrible. Yeah. So we could generate them a perfect lead where someone wants a commercial boiler, or they want the boiler ripping out and replaced with a combi boiler, and they want new radiators and they want a new boiler, right? But if their branding isn't good and isn't on point, they might not convert that lead, and that affects, obviously, FatRank, let's say, from a lead generation point for how much they get paid. So what's your thoughts then with regards to organic SEO for generating leads, but also making certain it's not just about generating the leads, it's about getting that reputation online to look positive?
Yeah, you are kind of doing yourself a disservice if you don't have a website, if you've not got tons of 5-star. When I say tons of 5-star reviews, I don't mean like go and get 500, but even just having like 4 or 5. Like, yeah. There's a lot of businesses that inquire with FatRank and they are nowhere to be seen. They don't have a website, or if they do, it's not been updated in the past 6 years. They've just got like a simple landing page. They don't have any reviews, or if they do have reviews, it's 2 stars out of 5 because, I don't know, they might have had a bad experience with a client or a customer. If you can essentially line all those things up first, you're going to have a much higher chance of actually FatRank, like, basically approving you.
Yeah.
Whereas if you don't have any of that, like, let's say you don't even have any professional emails, or potentially you might be like a one-man band, you don't have a dedicated sales team to actually ring the leads, all of that does affect conversion. And that's not even just with us, that's with anybody. If you were to go to any lead generation company, it doesn't matter if it's Bark, Yellow Pages, Check a Trade, etc., you're going to ultimately think that any leads that you get are bad leads because of your online presence. So highly recommend that you do start investing into your SEO, building out dedicated service pages. So like what you said, like boiler repair services, new boiler installations, commercial boiler, having all of those as dedicated pages, that definitely helps. Getting some GMB reviews, that also definitely helps for your local business. If somebody's searching for boiler repair near me, you've got a much higher chance of you actually showing up for that keyword. But SEO is obviously a long-term play. It's more of an asset that you're building up over the next, like, let's say 2 years, where at the end of it, you're going to think, oh, brilliant, I can actually generate my own inquiries. I'm not relying on FatRank, or I'm not relying on Check a Trade, or I'm not relying on Bark. But away from SEO, what do you think about PPC?
I think PPC, you can generate leads instantly. So PPC leads for boiler companies, you can probably generate leads today. You go and turn it on, you can start generating leads today. The issue is the cost element to it.
Yeah.
So you need deep pockets. You need to make certain you're going to invest quite a lot. You need to make certain you've got a professional PPC agency that's running it. Otherwise, you might not know yourself about things like click fraud. You might not know you might end up having heating engineers applying for jobs, not actually wanting a new boiler being installed. So there's all these major plays that you need to understand with PPC. For that reason, if you don't know what you're doing, I wouldn't do it. I think PPC leads for boilers is very expensive, and I would stay clear personally, just because of the cost element. However, if you are experienced, you've got a great converting website, you know your negative keyword list, and you've got CRO on your site that you know your conversions are going to be bang on, then at that point you might say, okay, it's worth running. We can run these long tail keywords, and then it might be worth doing. I think a better play would be on paid ads, would be social media ads. You could run some social media ads with regards to, again, trying to think of some sort of grant, sort of special offer that might be on, or maybe trying to do it that you do, saying you've got 50% off for an engineer who's in your area, in whatever area they are, and tags in that area, saying we're coming doing repairs and servicing. Even if you doubled the price and then said you're doing 50% off. Do you know what I mean? So then it's just the normal rate. So you go, if you were £75, go, normally it's £150, we're doing it at £75 to come out and service and repair your boilers. And then you might get the upsells of some of these, instead of it just being repaired or cleaned, sometimes they just go, do you know what, it's 15 years old, I might upgrade with a combi boiler. So there's all that you could end up doing. What's your thoughts on organic social media? Do you think that's worth it, or do you say?
I mean, what you could do is do videos on YouTube about every single error code that a boiler could do. And typically, in some cases, a boiler's packed out with some of those error codes, not all of them. And if you have a video for every single one, and somebody's searching error code 6665 on whatever boiler, your video comes up, and that error code does mean that the boiler's packed out, or it's literally just about to die or whatever, that could be an opportunity when it comes to trying to sell them, or potentially a certain error code could result to it just needs a yearly maintenance as well. So if you've covered that on your YouTube channel, that can definitely work in your favour.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you are a boiler company and you are looking to grow and you do want more leads, make certain you do head off over to FatRank.com, fill in the form and see whether you do qualify. Ideally, we're trying to work with heating engineer companies that will work nationwide throughout the UK. And ideally, you need to have a good online presence. If you tick the boxes, we are generating commercial boiler, residential boiler, boiler repairs, boiler servicing, lots of different leads and inquiries on a day-to-day basis for boiler fitters and boiler installers. So head on over to fatrank.com and see whether you qualify for the lead generation.